Hi, Stu here from Taunton Leisure, and I'm up here on Dartmoor on a typical February morning, and today I'm going to show you the Bach Pio Pio Solo tent. This is a one-man, 2+ season tent from Bach, and it uses the same fabrics you see in the Wiki Up tents, so it's really good quality fabrics, and let's get to it and pitch it, and then we'll go through the features. Okay, so this tent comes in two parts. You've got the inner and the outer, and it pitch separately, so we're going to pitch the inner first. So first of all, I'm going to make sure that I've got the ground sheet here. I'll peg that into place so it won't blow away. There's my fly sheet. I'm going to pop that in my backpack for safety for a second. There we go. So you've got a TRX airlight pole, which is 9mm, with a pre-curve on it. Pop that into each of the eyelets. Straighten this up a little bit. It's always difficult when you're pitching these tents in the wind to make sure you've got them at the right angles. Right, and I'm going to get the fly sheet and pop that on top. Of course I have it the wrong way around. I've got to find the end with a single clip. So there's little sleeve holes on the fly sheet which you need to slot into the poles on the end, foot and head end, and that helps keep the fly locked in place. I find when it's windy like this, it's best just to get everything in place and then go around afterwards, fiddling around, getting it all perfect. So there we have it, the Bach Pio Pio Solo one-man tent. Now Sam's going to come over and we're going to have a look at the features on it a little bit. This is kind of the limit of the weather you're going to be pitching it in. It's pretty gusty up here at the minute. You probably want to pitch it somewhere a bit more sheltered than where we have, but it'll give us a good idea of what it's going to perform like in some bad conditions. So here we are inside the Pio Pio Solo from Bach. Yeah, it's a really nice, compact, lightweight solo tent. You don't see many solo tents with so much head height. I mean, I'm not the tallest person, but I've got like a foot of height above my head here. And it's got lots of mesh on the inner to reduce condensation. Heavy duty ground sheet, and then you've got porch area. The porch isn't the biggest, but it's big enough to put some gear, you know, a 30-40 litre pack could sit in here. You could cook in this area. It's got a double rollback porch on there, porch door, so you can actually have half the door pinned down to give you a bit more wind protection. But what you're getting with this tent versus other solo tents is the amount of space inside, head height wise. There's lots of room, although it can feel a little bit tight with your head up this end. It's huge. I've never been in a one-man backpacking tent that weighs this much. It's got so much space in it. Yeah, I mean, we're in here now with a 3-season sleeping bag and a 4-season mat, and there's still plenty of space for my feet. If I was going to put my feet inside the sleeping bag, they wouldn't be touching the inner. So this tent, the fly sheet is a 20 denier nylon ripstop, and it's silicone coated on both sides. It's got a 3000mm hydrostatic head. The silicone coating on both sides you normally find in much more expensive tents, which is why this is an expensive tent. You find it in things like Hillebergs and Fjallraven tents. It's a really expensive way of coating a fabric, but it is much more durable than PU coating, and it's much more resistant to UV damage. So you've got a tent that's going to last a lot longer. It's also self-healing. So if you get a small hole or puncture in the fabric, you can rub it between your fingers and it puts the hole back over. The floor is a 20 denier ripstop nylon, which is laminated with a polyurethane coating, and that's got a 10,000mm hydrostatic head. That's a really high number for a small one-person tent, which is this light. Normally, they're kind of 5,000 maximum on tents like this. Inside, you get a mix of no-seam mesh and 15 denier nylon. Mesh panels help to aid breathability and airflow, so it's a good summer, spring backpacking tent that you won't get a big build-up and condensation in like you do in some other smaller one-man tents.